Hey folks, Russ Bailey here. It's time for another video podcast here on BrushPile Fishing. We have a special podcast today. We're coming to you live from the National Veterans Memorial Museum in Columbus, Ohio. This is going to be our partner, one of our partners this year in our Veterans Tournament. Folks, you're not going to want to miss this. We've got a great guest. Marnie Holder is going to join us. She's going to tell us about not only the museum, but some of the organizations that they work hand in hand with, and that hopefully that we'll be able to help this year with our BrushPile Veterans Tournament. Stay tuned. BrushPile Fishing, the video podcast, coming up next. Hey folks, welcome back to BrushPile Fishing, the video podcast, coming to you from the National Veterans and Memorial Museum here in Columbus, Ohio, with Marnie Holder. Marnie, how are we doing today?
Doing great. A little hot out here, but
It's a
doing
little
great.
warm. Well, at least you're in short sleeves. So, I'm pretty excited. Folks, what we're talking about today is our Veterans Tournament that's coming up October 5th. And we have this every year, Marnie. And for the past several years, we've donated all our money to the Travis Mills Foundation, which, folks, is still a great, great foundation. Check them out if you haven't. But this year, we wanted to do something more local, change things up, but still help the veterans any way we could. So I know Marcus and you guys got together, started talking, throwing some ideas, and we're in a partnership with the museum now. Tell the folks a little bit about what you do, how you got involved, and about the museum.
Yeah, all right. Well, I myself am not a veteran, but I consider myself military adjacent. I have been military spouse for 25 years, and I worked for the Army for 23 years. So I've had a lot of time, and it's just really built this very fond affection and affinity with the military. And so my life has just been dedicated to making sure that we are supporting veterans nationwide in every capacity and every form. So I've been with the museum about 2.5 years, and this is a museum that is nationally designated. It is almost 6 years in existence, but it will forever be the only museum that honors veterans and their service and their sacrifice to the nation and their journeys after service. And we have 4 pillars: honor, inspire, connect, and educate. And through this museum, obviously it is here in beautiful Columbus, Ohio, but we are reaching any veteran across the nation, all branches, all eras.
One of the things we talked about off camera a little bit ago, if you're wanting to go to a museum like the one in Wright Pat, you're not going to see the big planes and stuff here. This is a total different thing here.
Yeah, it is a completely different feel. And it's for people that are museum goers, it is going to be a different experience. But I will tell you, it will be one that will be unmatched. People that come here are moved, touched. It's great to see how it's open conversation. Even people that don't know about the military or don't know a veteran in their immediate family. But by the time they leave, they're like, oh my gosh, my neighbor's a veteran. Oh, I need to tell so-and-so about this. Everyone is connected to this service in some way, shape, or form.
Exactly.
And inspired by service. The stories that are told here, but also we are trying to inspire any veteran across the nation to get comfortable with telling their story and helping share what service meant to them, what their experience was. I know it's not easy. It's not always an easy conversation to get into, but I'm telling you, it does help, and it helps the rest of the nation understand the meaning behind it.
You talk about you'll get a different feeling when you leave here. We were actually, last year, we went to Pennsylvania to tape a fishing show. And we stopped at the museum in the Pennsylvania field where the plane went down. And same thing. It's not one of those museums of that type. I went in there, and when you leave there, I mean, you really don't even talk. I mean, a lot of things run through your head. And just to see the things that were there, this is the same feel. And I think it's important that people go to museums like this also, okay? Because now you're seeing the inner feelings of these veterans, what they've went through, the struggles that they're having now. And I think so many times we forget about the veteran once he's out of his service and the struggles they have. And that's when they need us the most. They were there for us. And that's why I think we do these tournaments, and it's so important to me and all the BrushPile gang, because we need to help the veterans when they're done with their service.
That's exactly right. I'm going to tell you a very quick story. We do a Vietnam Veterans Day welcome home ceremony every year on March 29th. And every year that I've participated in it, it's continued to grow. But what's neat about it is it brings the families in as well. And it's often the veteran, the Vietnam era veteran, has maybe never shared anything about their experience. Their family
Exactly.
knows they served during that time, but they've never talked about it. And I can tell you on multiple occasions, those veterans and that family, that's the first time that they've ever heard anything about the service. It gets emotional, but it's so healing. And the family just is so grateful to better understand the perspective, where they're coming from, and just, the time that went by they feel has been lost, but at least they're starting now.
Exactly.
So
And
that's
it's a
what we
shame
want.
it took that long,
That's right.
but that's the first step. One of the things too, folks, not only is our partnership this year with the museum here, but another organization. Can you tell the folks about that and what they do?
Yeah, Face the Fight is a national coalition that was founded by USAA, and a couple other top companies that have come together, partnering with the Elizabeth Dole Foundation to create this coalition that is centered around veteran suicide prevention. And if you go to the website, facethefight.org, you will see all of the efforts that they're doing. What they, in essence, are bringing together, the opportunity to fundraise and redirect those funds to the organizations that are directly impacting and preventing veteran suicide.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Folks, if you've never fished our veterans tournament, here's where that money's going to go. All the proceeds go to these organizations. Please check us out. You can go to BrushPile Fishing, get all the information there. Again, it's Saturday, October 5th, with the captain's meeting October 4th at the Delaware VFW. It's a worthwhile cause. And, I've talked several times. We do different fundraisers, or I have all my life for different organizations, but it's just something when we can help the veterans, there's nothing that makes you feel better. And we don't do it for recognition. We do it because they need the help. They deserve the help for what all they did for us.
And they won't ask for it.
Exactly.
And so
Exactly.
now's our time to step up where they won't ask.
Well, I'll tell you what, I am looking forward to this partnership. I think it's going to be a win-win. And if we can help just one veteran even, it's been worthwhile. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Folks, I want to thank Bob Cycle for bringing this very special podcast today. Again, if you haven't checked out our website, go to brushpilefishing.com. How can they find out more about Face the Fight and also your museum here?
Yep. So the National Veterans Memorial Museum is nationalvmm.org, and Face the Fight is facethefight.org.
There you go, folks. If you've never visited this museum, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't know this was here until we started talking. And after walking through, it's something, especially veterans, but even non-veterans, it's something you need to experience. It's a different feeling when you leave. So get down here and check this out. They would love to have you here, and it's a trip worth your while. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
All right, folks, I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned. We'll see you to the Veterans Tournament here in BrushPile Fishing.
Bob Cycle Polaris has the deals of the summer. Visit in store September 21st for our open house event. Call 866-303-8182 or visit hitthegas.com to learn more.